The following program contains sax and violins. Parental discretion is advised.
Live from Denver, Colorado, across the world, wide web.
128 kilobytes per second.
Cynical, intolerant, Brian Hadley, and the fun-loving, lover of fun, Kerry McGuire. And now, from Live 365, it's Soundcheck, Denver music scene.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, spectators and racers, to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. I'm Brian P. along with Jerry Lee. We are broadcasting live from the Glendale Raceway go-kart track.
This place is far out.
It is a lot of fun, isn't it? What kind of cart you got cruising over there?
Well, I had to get one for a guy 6'6", so I'm racing a Cadillac tonight.
Very nice, very nice.
75 Cadillac Eldorado, to be exact.
Hey, tonight's program is available in Rockabilly. We're available. Just hit your SAP button on your internet-compatible keyboard.
Man, we got some cool guests tonight. I
Yes,
just
we
got to
do.
say there ain't no cool couple that's sitting here with us right now than Kerry and Paul. And man, they're gonna be blasting some great stuff for us. We got all kinds of fun stuff coming up.
That's right. Kerry and Paul of Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene. Is that correct?
That is correct. And they're going to go do a little bout in Barcelona, so we're going to talk a little more about that. And they're going to play a little stuff acoustic for us.
Acoustic rockabilly. That's going to be interesting and challenging, I think, for them.
Carrie's going to stomp around.
Hopefully not hurt herself.
But anyway, hey, we're spinning the sound of Denver and Colorado on this Wednesday night local music showcase. Hey, let's kick it all off with a little rockabilly band that was around town about 15 years back. Anyone remember Deuce Coupe? Here's Do You Remember doing a jive on Live 365.
Hey dog, what'd she do? Up and leave you again, man?
Yeah,
So now what you gonna do?
I just don't know. Do you remember when you left me? Well, I remember what you said to me. Do you remember when you left me? You left me in
Deuce Coupe there, jogging your memory with Do You Remember on Soundcheck. You know, Brian, I'm kind of feeling the number 21 tonight, and I don't know why. Why would that be?
It's episode 21, perhaps?
Is it? 21.
Is the natural number following 20 and preceding 22.
21.
Is a triangular number.
21.
Is a composite number, its proper divisors being 1, 3, and 7.
21.
Is the atomic number of scandium.
21.
Is the drinking age in most of the U.S.
21.
Is the current century spanning the years of 2001 to 2100.
21.
Is the number of spots on a standard cubical six-sided die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 equals 21.
21.
Is the number of firings in a 21-gun salute honoring royalty or leaders of countries.
21.
Is the key value and highest winning point total of the popular casino game Blackjack. Jack.
21.
Is the numbered episode of tonight's fine program, Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
My goodness. And 21 is also the miles over the speed limit I was doing to get here. Yes. I was practicing at the old racetrack. All right, turntables all loaded up and ready to go. We got a Boom Con now with one called Giving In on Live 365. Dig it.
All right, that's Boom Con giving in here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. I'm Brian P. along with Jerry Lee, and we are broadcasting live from the Glendale Raceway. Having a good old time. In-studio guest tonight is Kerry and Paul from Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene. They're going to be playing some acoustic stuff coming up really soon, so stick around for that.
Yeah, but hey, man, let's get this party started right. Let's roll that, let's do this thing. Oh, geez.
Careful there, careful.
Is that guy timing in?
Probably.
Come on, Mad Dog.
Damn, that was Mad Dog, wasn't it? Mad Dog driving a little cart tonight. Anyway, hey man, I want to get this started with Let's Do This Thing. This is Kerry Pastine in the Crime Scene on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. Let's do this thing.
Drip, drip, drip like a juicy peach. I'm right for the pigs and take a
cigarette, light it up, suck it in, burn it down again. You and me make chemistry. Come on, touch my gasoline. You can't deny. Give it a try. Oh, we're wasting time, baby, and I'm proud of my heart is on the line. Give it a whirl. I wanna be your girl. I got a thing, you got a thing. Let's do this thing. Yeah! I'm right for the pig and take a bite out of me. Buzz, 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 I'm your queen bee. I gave you honeycomb kisses, leave you with the sting. Tick, tick, tock, rock me around the clock. Make my dress go up and my heels fly off. Boom, 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 you're my dynamite. And I'm ready to ignite, you can't deny. Give it a try. Oh, we're wasting time, baby, and I'm proud of my heart is on the line. Give it a whirl. I wanna be your girl. I got a thing, you got a thing, let's do this thing. I got a thing, you got a thing, let's do this thing. I got a thing, you got a thing, let's do this thing.
All right, Kerry Pastine in the crime scene. Let's do this thing from the album of the same name. Hey, you know what, Brian? I know a whole lot of things. Why don't you tell me something I don't know about go-karts?
To be specific,
Be Pacific.
a go-kart, also written as go-kart, often referred to as simply a cart, is a type of open-wheel car.
I didn't know that.
That's some good stuff there, isn't it?
Oh, this ice?
The ice as well.
Yeah, this is great stuff.
Hey, we've got some acoustic music coming up after the break from Kerry Pastine in the crime scene. Well, Paul and Kerry to be specific.
Don't go away.
We'll be right back.
Sit right there. Get your hand off that dial.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Raising Cain, and you're listening to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kerry and Paul of Kerry Pastine in the crime scene.
I'm a fortunate girl, I'm sure the sun and moon would agree. My lucky day, the kind a gypsy couldn't foresee. I didn't wish, didn't pray for love to come that day. I couldn't have known which way the wind decided to blow. Told myself to keep living. Then one sweet day you'll start getting wild. The getting's good. I'll get while the getting's good. When you're down and out, don't doubt that's not how things work out. Enjoy your time, 'cause things can turn on a dime. No fretting or regretting, your mind is all imaginary. Start getting to work. Don't look for a sign or a prophecy. Tell yourself to keep living. Then one sweet day you start getting, while the getting's good, you get while the getting's good. Oh, Hemi, little darling, no greater satisfaction than living like you want today. Yo, hey, hi, oh, hey, fortune, little darling, the getting only comes directly from you, yeah, you. Oh, it's true. To yourself be true, then you will find that you're fortunate too. This is your dream, your life. No need to sacrifice. Know yourself and keep giving. Then one sweet day you start getting, while the getting's good. You'll get while the getting's good. All right. No greater satisfaction than living like you want today. Yo, hey, oh, hey, fortune, little darling, the getting only comes directly from you, yeah, you. Oh, it's true. To yourself be true, then you will find that you're fortunate too. This is your dream, your life. No need to sacrifice. Know yourself and keep giving. Then one sweet day you start getting, while the getting's good. You'll get while the getting's good. Know yourself and keep giving. Then one fine day you start getting, while the getting's good. You'll get while the getting's good. You'll get while the getting's good. Yeah, get while the getting's good. You get while the getting's good. You get while the getting's good. Know yourself and keep giving. Every day you'll keep living. And then one fine day you'll keep getting. While the getting's good. You get while the getting's good. You get while the getting's good. You get while the getting's good.
All right.
All right, all right. Paul and Kerry from Kerry Pastine, the crime scene.
That's right, they're here tonight as an acoustic duo known as the Crime Scene Duo, right? Is it called the Crime Scene Duo?
Welcome to the crime scene, huh?
All right. Hey, you guys are taking this little acoustic duo out on the road. You're playing, was it 5 or 6 shows in Barcelona?
Yeah, we are. Next week, actually. We take off Wednesday.
Starts 10:26 according to Cecilia's notes here.
Hey, first I want to say thank you so much, Paul and Kerry, for joining us tonight. We very much appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah,
we appreciate the love.
Have you had a chance to take a go-kart for a spin around the track? Never mind.
No,
it's a hot rod.
I don't think so.
We're gonna have a big
I think
race
more like a
before.
hot rod.
should.
You know,
Yeah,
The Yukon.
I'm really the motor vixen. Really the motor vixen from hell.
The cars just aren't sporty enough for you. I
more like
would
a-
imagine.
Paul brought the Yukon in because the carts weren't quite up to par for him.
because the rat rod broke down.
Yeah, exactly. We need something bigger.
So how did this Barcelona gig come about? That's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think it's kind of been in the works for really like 4 or 5 years because we met this really groovy DJ in Barcelona, and well, actually, he found our music. He found the Informants CDs, and he started playing the Informants, which was one of our former bands, and so he decided that he'd like to do an interview. So we did an interview, and he is a total sweetheart, and we just it was kind of like the instant connection that. you know how it feels. We got
Just
it
like
right
we
here.
have it right here.
It's right here.
Magic.
And and then like I don't know, a couple years passed, and we had another band called Hot Gun, and he got a hold of that album, and he was like, "Oh, we must do another interview." And then I did a Patsy Cline's tribute, and he got a hold of that. So now it's just like long lost like brother and sister that we've never met before.
It sounds.
And,
I was going to say it's
beautiful.
It's like it's kind of borderline stalking there, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
He's
You have
sweet.
to be a very sweet spirit to understand, Brian.
No, I do.
But,
I thought you meant like stocking shelves or something, right?
I'm pretty sweet. Come on now.
Oh, well, I'm
And I
kidding.
stock shelves.
So, well, but, I do have to say that Facebook Messenger, it's a persistent little beast, because Manuel and I, we're talking, and he's like, will you come and do a benefit in Barcelona? And I kept saying, well, we can't afford it. And then he'd ask every year, and then finally, this is like the 5th year? And I was like, I don't think we can afford it. And so he got a hold of Paul, and he's like, hola, Paul.
It pops up in the middle of the night because
You
sometimes
come to
I
Barcelona?
can't sleep.
And Paul's like, yes. Hey, babe, I just booked a flight to Barcelona.
We can afford it.
Doing it
It's
this
our
year.
it's our
Nice.
honeymoon. That's what we're
That's
gonna do.
great. You're
That's
gonna make a
very
honeymoon
cool.
out of it.
He puts on a really cool benefit every year. so
Really
that
cool.
it's kind of centered around that, and it's for school children in Senegal.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Great
so
cause.
it was a
Great
good
cause.
cause.
And so you're making a vacation out of it as well?
Of course,
yes.
yes.
It sounds great.
I mean, he's going to be our tour guide. How exciting is that?
That's great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Since he's spinning your stuff out there a lot, are you guys getting picking up some fans out there?
Yeah, we have actually in about the last 3 weeks since he's really been pushing it. We're getting some friends, and
Good.
they're spreading the love. So I think the shows, we've got like 5 or 6 shows, and people they're coming to the shows.
That's great.
So yeah, I think it's going to be really like a new family for us.
Very cool. So you got 5 shows out there.
5 shows, cool.
5 shows in 27, 5 days. But it looks like you have 2 in one day.
Ouch.
We
Like
do.
a day thing, and then a.
I think one's an in-store performance at a record store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully promoting your records.
Yes.
That will be groovy. I can't wait
Nice.
to buy some vinyl.
Very cool.
Those are always better than the in-store gigs at the bookstore. I did a bookstore one time, like a media play. Wasn't that a bookstore?
I think so.
It was just weird. So
Oh, so you're an author as well, huh?
no, it was a rock band that was booked in the bookstore for some reason. I think because they maybe had sold a CD or something at one time. So it was just anyway.
Oh, stop! You're
So-
being modest.
Yeah.
So is this,
Every week.
Is this your first time in Spain? In other words, have you ever
Yes.
been to Spain?
No,
Have not.
we are
No.
excited.
But you kind of like the Beatles.
Of course.
Okay.
What? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah.
You just did.
throwing it out.
Oh yeah.
Please do.
When I
Me and
thought
Paulie know what's happening.
Yeah,
I thought that was a different band, though. I didn't know it was the Beatles. Somebody covered it, and that's who I was thinking of.
It was a line from a Three Dog Night song.
That's exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now that,
That's what I was thinking.
Now that we got that all cleared up.
So how long? Obviously, we have again we have Kerry and Paul here from Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene, and they're 2 of the 4 of the band. Obviously, you have
Lance Romance.
other members, right? Lance Romance. You got Mad Dog Minnick.
Gosh, Lance used to be with the Hillbilly Hellcats.
Oh,
who
yeah.
else?
Mustang Lightning.
Mustang Lightning.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. With the old Phil DeVille.
Yeah.
And the Calf Branders,
Yep. Tony NASCAR.
Tony NASCAR, yeah.
And others.
And of course, Lance writes, and he's big into sync licensing. So that's what, he's been doing that for many, many years.
Wow.
Yeah, about 20 years.
What exactly is sync licensing?
Oh, that's registering your songs on the internet.
And music placement in movies and whatnot.
Oh,
TV,
okay.
Stuff like that. So
Any hits on that?
we have. What was it? I know Lance has had tunes on Pawn Stars, but
Like in American Pickers and stuff like that.
I'm just asking because somewhere I heard that somebody thought your movie should be in some Quentin Tarantino movies.
I know.
Oh,
Matter of fact, there was a Westward July 19th, 2017 mentioned that. So just
That's correct.
Coincidentally.
There was a mention of that.
exactly.
That's the correct bell when things go good.
We
You
were
know-
also placed in a soap opera.
Really?
I forget. It was like
General
One Life to
Hospital.
Live. or
nothing wrong with that.
As the stomach turns.
That's
I was in that one, actually.
we actually don't know until we decide, once every 5 years to go to ASCAP and look at, where our songs have been placed. And then we're like, what? Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
What's like one of the weirdest places you found yourself?
Well, I think the soap opera.
The soap opera was
weird.
pretty weird, and
that's why you remember it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you can, because we've got these dashboards and stuff. I mean, it's great having somebody like Lance on board because it keeps us all writing songs and keeping it all original. And
when you hear it on the Mayo Clinic hold music, then you gotta
you've
start
really
wondering.
made it.
When I hear it in King Supers, I'm going to be psyched.
Or an old episode of Gilligan's Island, maybe.
Or what about video games? Have you looked into that?
And that's all part of it too.
There might be some video game genres that would benefit from that type of music.
There's an artist. His name is Gabe Leonard. We've fallen in love with this guy. He's really got a Tarantino vibe as well. And I think people are sending their music in for him to paint to. And so if you guys get a chance, check out Gabe Leonard. We're going to send some stuff in there, get him inspired.
Gabe Leonard.
Yeah.
We would love to trade him
Really
for some
cool.
kind of painting of the band. I mean, his stuff is really cool.
So when did the crime scene actually form? Like, how long have you been together as this?
Did that come
current
out of the
band?
Informants? Did it go from Informants and morph into the crime scene?
No, it actually didn't. I mean, Paul and I had stuff that we'd been working on together, but we then went into rock and roll band with Tyson Murray from the Railbenders, and GT.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was a band called Hot Gun, and then we decided to start writing some rock and roll tunes. And but still, Paul and I continued to just write things that inspired us. And then I did like the Patsy Cline tribute. Like time went by, maybe a couple of years, and we just kept working on stuff. And then finally one day, we've got a studio, and we just sat down and said, it's time to. If we haven't really found the rhythm section that we're looking for, well, we'll just do it ourselves. But we had some amazing guests on the album, and we put out The Other Side, and that was our very first crime scene album. And then, of course, we found Lance and Mad Dog. They were free. I can't even believe that they just showed up at our doorstep, and because they've been touring for over. Really, their whole lives.
Were they doing the Smoking Jays at the time?
Yeah, they've been doing. Yeah, and Paul Galaxy and the Galactics, and I mean, they're just constantly touring.
We did a Smoking Jays gig.
And we did.
That was one of the original sort of. One of the things that kind of kicked it off. We did this long. We went to Wyoming in the winter, and it took us like 16
That was
hours
a
to get
mistake.
home.
Yeah.
And we all, by the time we got
Jacksonville.
home, we were just loving each other. It was like, all right, this is good. This could work. I mean, if you're trapped in a van,
It's either love or hate. One or
Yeah,
the other.
exactly.
I mean, can't. It's one or the other.
and also I think though it's a rare occasion when you get that magic that happens, personality wise and sound wise, and it feels like it's different and special. It's not something that you've already heard before. And I think with those guys, they had this really cool, like rockabilly influence, but there's a kind of a country, and there's a
little punk
there's
in there
some
too.
punk rock in there
Absolutely.
for sure.
It's a
Mad
great
Dog,
mixture.
yeah, Mad Dog was in a band called Aggression. A lot of different punk rock bands that were out there on the scene in Southern California back in the day. And then Paul and I, of course, since we'd been in the Informants, we had kind of this jump blues, soul, party. It's kind of a big mix. And then I'd been in the rockabilly scene for years, and so it was just kind of all these interesting sounds that we loved and we gravitate towards.
It makes a great
And then
soup.
it
It really
just
does.
really-
It's very tasty.
The
Yeah.
first rehearsal was really cool just because all of us were like, let's just try it and see, because I don't know if anybody really knew for sure. And then as soon as we started, it was because we had written a lot of the tunes for that, that initial album that didn't have Lance and Mad Dog on. And as soon as we played the songs with them, it was like, oh, that's the sound.
'Cause
That's
they added
what I
to that
want.
as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
great,
and
man.
no offense to the
No.
amazing musicians that were on the other side, because they were amazing and they added this, their beautiful touch to it. But we just knew, and plus they were ready to tour and we were ready to
Yep.
tour, and so we've been touring for 3
Yeah,
years.
that plays a lot into it. Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of magic, I've got a song queued up here called "Bad Magic, Baby."
Yeah.
So was this were Mad Dog and the others that you're referring to on this album, or how did this one come about?
Well, this one actually is an EP, and that was just recently released. Just a couple of
June,
months ago.
June.
And we did an EP this time because we have been touring so much and we want to keep getting the music out that we're writing and make sure the fans have music in their hands at all times, something new anyway. And between tours, we've got about enough time to get 5 songs recorded because Paul, he does all the mixing, the mastering. all the producing. And so
I'm showing the radio viewers the.
I was going to say
they can see it.
Nice job, Paul. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Paul, yeah.
Go ahead, Kara.
It's fabulous, isn't it? It's pretty groovy.
And yes,
Nice,
Lance and Mad
cute.
Dog are on it.
And Lance and Mad
Okay,
Dog
good.
are on that, but they're on, all the other albums as well. And
Yeah.
so this one though was inspired. Well, actually, Lemmy from Motorhead had just recently passed, and his last album was called Bad Magic, and but he didn't write a song called Bad Magic. He just called the album Bad Magic, and I was like, well, you know what? I need to write a song for him.
Bad Magic Baby.
But something that I could fantasize in my mind that feels like me in a motion picture or something. Something very 60s.
And
So it's
speaking
kind
of
of a
60s, I love this logo, which is tattooed on your
Oh,
arm
it
right
is,
here.
isn't
I
it?
love that. But yours is cooler because you got the different colors going.
Yeah.
in the
We'll have to.
stereo.
We need to get a picture of that and
Ed
put it on
Sullivan.
the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So everybody can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's spin it. It's off their EP out 6 months ago, 5 months ago. Bad Magic Baby with the title track. It's Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. More of them acoustically coming up soon, so don't go away.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the Angry Giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the Angry Giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the Angry Giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the Angry Giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is property of Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
Any rebroadcast or reproduction without express written consent is in violation of federal law and strictly prohibited.
Some assembly required.
Not actual size.
Batteries not included.
Use only as directed.
Void where prohibited.
Actual mileage may vary.
No animals were harmed during the production of this broadcast.
All musicians over 18 years of age do not listen to this program if you have high blood pressure,
heart disease,
diabetes,
thyroid disease,
asthma,
glaucoma,
or difficulty urinating.
May be too intense for some viewers.
Parental discretion advised.
Hippies beware.
Welcome back to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. Brian P. with Jerry Lee, broadcasting live from the Glendale Raceway.
I got a flat tire. Where's my pit crew? Do I got a pit crew?
We're crying out. Yeah, here they come now.
Those are little kids. All right, guys, fix me up.
I think it's time for a concert calendar. What do you think?
I think so, too, because you've been waiting 7 days and losing sleep, so let's put your mind to rest. With a Soundcheck concert calendar update, this update brought to you by...
Speedway Beer, Speedway Beer, Speedway Beer.
Yes, Speedway Beer now in the 16-gallon size bottles. Hey, these are some of the happenings you're telling us about for this weekend. Tomorrow night, Thursday, October 19th, punch a dance ticket with Bruiser Queen at the Streets of London pub. Ouch. Hey, this Friday, October 20th, don't miss Filthy Hearts, Trick Punch, Dryer Fire, 10,000 Volt Ghost. And they're all rocking out at Moe's Barbecue. The Accidentals are at the Aggie Theater. Judge Roughneck brings a house down at the Little Bear. While All Out Helter, the Black Dots, Andy Thomas, and the Lammers take Siege at the High Dive. Thurston Moore throws it all down at the Globe Hall, while MMA's in the Hip wiggle around at your mom's house. I hope your mom likes that. Psycho X plays two big nights at Jake's Roadhouse. The Rocket Surgeons plus Adrian O light up the Summit Music Hall, while Weak Knees and Furbus take down to the Three Kings Tavern. You ever rode a Furbus? There we go. I'm going again. Hey, look out for the leaky gas lines who blow up Lonnie's and Sheridan's. And Aura plus Sleep Escape are at the Streets of London pub. Hey, gang, that's all for just Friday. I'll tell you all about Saturday and another concert calendar update crawling up your leg here in about 30 minutes. Meanwhile, keep sending us your info at soundcheckdan@gmail.com. Yikes! Jerry Lee with Brian P. throwing it all down, the local sound. Let's pull one out now from the Christines with just one more on your Denver music pit stop. Soundcheck on Live 365.
Just one more from the Christines here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. I'm Brian P. along with Jerry Lee. Jerry Lee, what's on your mind?
Well, you know what? We're ripping through some great local rock and roll records for you tonight. Yes, we are going to hit you with one now from their Classics for Lovers album. Dig Hemi Cuda now, slapping you upside the head on the mighty Live 365. Ouch! Oh, man, I wrecked the chair and tore up the carpet during that one. Hemi Cuda there with Do What I Please. Hey, Brian, why don't you tell me something I do not know?
A go-kart. Coming all... I read the wrong one.
I didn't know that.
Go-karts come in all shapes and forms, from motorless models to high-powered racing machines. Some, such as supercarts, are able to beat racing cars or motorcycles on long circuits.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't, but I'm going to beat your ass tonight in the big race.
I didn't know
the
either.
Main event.
Hey, we've got Kerry and Paul from Kerry Pastine, the crime scene, with another live number coming up after the break, so don't touch that web browser.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go!
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know!
I know!
You don't! Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No!
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this!
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead. Some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Bringing you the sound of Denver like a thick coat of body hair. Soundcheck on Live 365.
Ugh. Boy, we got yellow crime scene tape all over the place here. Ladies and gentlemen, Kerry Pastine and Polly 6.
It all seemed a dream. That lonely night you looked at me, and I was never the same again. Should I chance a new romance? Let you have this chance. Take my hand and hold me tight. Never let me out of your sight. Could you be someone divine? Not sure, but I'd like to try. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. I got a feeling deep in my bones that you're not an average Joe. You open doors and treat me right. I could get used to you all my life. Am I falling for a wonderful man? The kind of love I'll take by the hand. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Oh, you give me kisses, the sweetest kind. Take any doubt out of my mind. Take me cruising in your automobile. I love the way you make me feel. I think I'm falling in love with you, hoping that you love me too. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams.
All right. Kerry and Paul from Kerry Pastine to the Crime Scene. More of them coming up real soon. But in the meantime.
Yeah, special guest David A. Barber, local music guru and webmaster of the awesome rockoncolorado.com website and author of the fine book, ladies and gentlemen, Gigging, Everything You Need to Know About Playing Gigs Except How to Play Your Axe. Available at giggingbook.com. Brian blows it every week almost.
Pretty much. But I do it on purpose just to keep you entertained, Jerry.
Yeah. Wait till I mess it up next time.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. Hey.
Hi, David.
It's great to see who you got in the wherever the heck you are today, because they're one of my very favorite bands.
Woohoo! Yeah, we're at the go-kart track tonight. We're going to have a big crime scene race here coming up, the main event.
All right. My money's on Paul.
Well,
I'm driving the biggest vehicle.
And Paul's got the pole. Paul's on the pole. Time did click it.
Awesome.
So, Dave, what's new and exciting? What's going on?
No, there's all kinds of music going on out there. There's so much going on. It's just crazy. I can't keep up with it all.
We can't either. That's why we have you call in.
Cecilia can't write fast enough for us. So.
Indeed. Have you? I saw that you were at Red Rocks doing another shoot recently, or was it Red Rocks?
Yes. I was up at Red Rocks. I think it was last Wednesday.
Nice.
And it's getting cold up there. If you're going to a show at Red Rocks at any time in October.
Wait. Let me guess. Dress in layers.
Yes. Bundle up.
Thank you.
It may be nice when you leave town, but it's going to be cold when you get up there.
Oh, yeah.
Freezing by the end of the show.
Makes
and
sense.
You're lucky if it doesn't snow.
Well, it will soon.
I like to dress in layers of cake.
Rock on, Colorado.
Yes, rock on, Colorado. Very, very well said.
So, yeah, I think we're at the end of outdoor festival season, but I hear they've actually scheduled a concert for like New Year's Eve and something else in January.
Where?
It's crazy.
An outdoor thing?
At Red Rocks.
At Red Rocks?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know
insane.
who's going to go to that. But,
well, that could get lucky, and it could be 75 degrees. You never know. That's the thing.
It could be.
Or if they're
20 below.
Right, or and 3 feet of snow. So yeah,
Right.
that's kind of a big risk to take, but I guess that's why they're in charge, not me. I'll leave it up to them.
That's why people live here.
Are your Barcelona gigs outside by any chance?
No. But the weather's going to be lovely, like
yeah.
today.
Is it?
I bet. Does it ever get cold there? I don't think so.
I don't know.
We're learning.
Not in the next week.
We'll tell you.
Not in the next week for sure. So, Dave, what's your? Tell us a little bit about your pick of the week.
My pick of the week is a song from the band Deerling, which is essentially a couple of musicians who've been around for a while. Dave Preston and his wife Rachel James, and they put together some really, really cool music. It'll be quite the contrast from Hemi Cuda. It's a little mellower than that.
Okay, just a little though, right?
She's got a great voice, and he plays great guitar, and they write awesome tunes together.
Sounds like what's going on right here, right now.
This one is going to be called
Catch Me If You Can Fly.
Catch Me If You Can Fly off of their Inheritance album, which just came out recently.
Okay. And they're currently touring around town, or have you seen them lately? And
not after they got that inheritance. They're kind of
good point.
They're going crazy. Those
they
kids.
They said, "Catch me if you can fly." We're out of here. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm sure they'll play again soon around Denver. I just don't know exactly where.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for them, and I'm sure they'll pop up in Jerry Lee's concert calendar updates.
Oh, they always
from
do.
Time to time.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Dave, thanks as always for calling in. We're gonna go ahead and spin that before the break. We got a break on up soon, so we're gonna have to say farewell to you. And as always, appreciate you calling in.
David A. Barber, local music guru.
For having me.
Rock on,
Dave.
Colorado. Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Yeah. Hey,
Thanks, guys.
here is Dave's pick of the week.
Week. It's from Deerling. It's called "Catch Me If You Can Fly." Right here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
Birds ain't afraid of flying, I ain't afraid of trying. Don't you believe that lying, telling you to back down. Come on, turn it up now. All of this greatest glory, won't this be some great story? Don't leave the light on for me. Getting on the Bronco, never gonna let go. I wanna laugh till nothing makes me cry. Fight like a champion every time I try. I see that heaven up on my door.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
And now, hour 2 of Soundcheck, the Denver music scene on Live 365. All right, coming to you live from the Glendale Raceway. Brian P. with Jerry Lee. This is Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
I love the smell of this burning rubber and the gasoline, and I got oil all over my pants.
Kerry and Paul from Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene are here with us tonight. They're entertaining us with some acoustic rockabilly style music, as well as some shenanigans and doily type things. Jerry's favorite words. I have to throw them in every show.
Favorite words as I gesture his way. My goodness, you know what time it is, Brian?
It was a radio gesture.
Yes, it was.
I think it's time for a concert calendar update, if I'm not mistaken.
My goodness, you better pull that bottom lip
and I'm quite
up
sure
over
I'm
your
not
forehead.
because I'm looking at the schedule. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I can go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Let me give it a minute.
Okay.
Let me give it a thought.
Okay, pull your bottom lip up over your head. There you go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Lee McGuire with a concert calendar update here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.
Well, we're never going to get through this. You know, this up to date. See what I mean?
I was just trying to cover for you. Now you blew it.
Thanks. Yeah, I totally blew it. Anyway, this update is brought to you by nothing.
We need a technical director. Tired of doing this.
Yes, Speedway beer now in the 16-gallon bottle size. All right, this update is all about you. Saturday, October 21st. Yeah, hey, grab some dinner with Hungry Skinny, the Born Readies, and the Lollygags at the Lion's Lair. The Enablers are at the Angel's Landing. Wall of the Fallen over under Auburn Skies, and Instant Transmission Rock Mo's. You just add water or milk and ding, you got an instant transmission. Isn't that cool? POS and Sean Anonymous are at the Marquee Theater. Dead Bars, Bud Bronson and the Good Timers, No Roses, and the Lawsuit Models Slay, the High Dive, dated a few of those. Mega Blue Stallion and the Turbinauts. The Turbinauts, said Jerry Lee. Land at the Streets of London pub. Well, let's get him on here.
Hey, and we're back with the concert calendar, I think. I'm not real sure. Hold on, let me, there you go, Jerry Lee. You got it. You got it now.
All right.
All right, be careful, okay? Hey, all right. Fasten your helmet.
What helmet?
Oh, baby.
Hey, still more coming in for Saturday with the Acoustinators at Brick on the York. Particle Parade and Pacific Ocean wash out the Walnut Room, and the Shakes bring down herbs. You send them, I say them, at soundcheckden@gmail.com. And now we know what the hell we're going to do this weekend, don't we?
Yes, we do.
It's kind of an eerie October Wednesday night. If you listen close, you can hear the wolves howl, the independents spooking you on Live 365. You're listening to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. And now, the cynical and full of cyanide, Brian P. with this date in music history, October 18th, 1956.
21-year-old Elvis Presley pulled into a Memphis gas station where he started to attract a small crowd of autograph seekers. After repeatedly asking Elvis to move on so he could resume normal business hours, station manager Ed Hopper slapped Presley on the head and found himself on the receiving end of a punch in the face from Elvis.
1966.
The Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first gig as a small band supporting French pop star Johnny Hallyday at the Paris Olympia in France.
1974.
Al Green was taking a shower at his Memphis home when his ex-girlfriend Mary Woodson burst in and poured boiling hot grit over him. Ow! She then shot herself dead. Green suffered second-degree burns.
And missed breakfast. 89.
During a gig at the Los Angeles Coliseum, California, opening for the Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose announced that this would be the last Guns N' Roses concert unless the band members got their shit together. He was referring to their use of heroin.
96.
Joni Mitchell was interviewed by Morrissey for the promotional CD Words and Music by Reprise Records to promote her new release, Hits and Misses.
2005.
An image of a naked John Lennon taken on the last day of his life was named the top U.S. magazine cover of the past 40 years.
13.
Paul McCartney gave an impromptu gig at Covent Garden, London, to a crowd of more than 2,000 fans during the lunchtime rush. McCartney's latest solo album, New, was released the same week. And born this day, October 18th in 1926, Chuck Berry. 1938, Ronnie Bright of the Coasters. 1949, Gary Richrath of REO Speedwagon. 1952, Keith Knudsen of the Doobie Brothers. And 1974, Peter Svensson of the Cardigans.
Well, happy birthday to you then.
Cardigans.
Yes.
That's all happening on October 18th.
Wow. Hey, today's my friend Roy's birthday. Day. Hey, spinning the sound of Denver for you, both old and new. This next band was one of my favorites back in the day when all our releases came out on cassette tapes. In fact, I pulled this one off a cassette tape to play for you now. Hang on, it's the world-famous Twister Band. Gonna set you sideways on Live 365. Five.
I'm right here, Jimmy. I'm right here.
Feel the weight of 10 years. I'm beginning to hate those 10 years. I'm late 10 years. Oh, full of fear. I lost 10 years. Oh, it's all behind me, got to leave it behind. Just 10 years is not really mine. I lost 10 years. I lost 10 years. Oh. Feel the weight of 10 years. I'm beginning to hate of those 10 years. I'm late 10 years. Full of fear. I lost 10 years. When it's all behind me, got to leave it behind. Just 10 years since I really mine. So say goodbye to the last 10 years. A waste of time. A place to fear. A place to live. A place to die. An empty space in time. The last 10 years. The last 10 years. The last 10 years. The last 10 years.
There's world-famous Twister Band for you on Soundcheck with one they call Hey Dave. Hey Dave. Those guys were a lot of fun. Real fun little trio. Featuring Jimmy Tuesday on vocals and guitar. Hey, you can check out Sounds on 29th on Colorado Public Television, Channel 12, every Saturday night at 9 p.m., hosted by Bree Davies, produced by the lovely Heather Dalton. Dig Colorado's best music and comedy, said he, on Sounds on 29th, Saturday nights at 9 p.m. only, on Colorado Public Television, Channel 12. Hey, we have a whole lot more coming from Kerry Pastine and Polly 6 right here on Soundcheck. We're going to take us a little break. You all stick around. Don't you go away.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one. Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Why not fly our friendly skies? Soundcheck, the Denver music scene on Live 365.
All right, Soundcheck. Like I said before, ain't no cooler couple be sitting with us right now than Kerry and Pa.
It's rock and roll love. I gotta stand up, stretch
Standing
myself.
up now, look
Come on
out.
now. Ow! Yeah. I don't want it, I don't really need it. Not today, do I want to feel it in my heart. In my heart. Too much confusion, too much trouble. I already tried it, it causes a rumble in my heart. In my heart. So stay away. You're making me sway. Please stay away. I don't want it today. Oh, we were friends, never lovers. Never thought of you over others in love. Falling in love. Now your hands around my body. I wanna get real naughty in love. Being in love. So stay away. You're making me sway. Please stay away. I don't want it today. I don't want love. I don't want love. I don't want love. But here I go. I'm falling in love. I should say no. I've done it enough. My mind says go. My heart says no. But here I go. I'm falling in love with you. Ow! But here I go, I'm falling in love. I should say no, I've done it enough. My mind says go, my heart says no. But here I go, I'm falling in love with you. I don't want love, I don't want love, I don't want love. Tried before, it left me helpless. No way out from being in love. Being in love. But you're strong, you're so handsome. Can't resist, just get some love. Getting some love. So stay away. You're making me sway. Please stay away. I don't want it today. I don't want love. I don't want love. I don't want love. No, I don't want love. No, no, I don't want love. No, no, I don't want love. No, no, I don't want love.
Hey! Simply put, Kerry's vocals could bring the sweatiest, smokiest dive bar to his knees. She's got the swagger of Janis Joplin and the skills of Alanis Morissette with her. Band behind her jumping effortlessly from pop to deep blues, but never losing the rock energy.
That's right. She was swaggering right here in front of us.
Those were kind words from Colorado Music Buzz magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Paulie Six and Kerry Pastine of Kerry Pastine, the crime scene, here in the studio with us. Soundcheck the Denver music scene.
And they're going to take this acoustic duo out on the road, going to Barcelona starting
Spain.
October 26th. Going to have a little honeymoon.
Been to Spain.
Yeah, we just started packing. Actually, we just started freaking out.
We just started freaking
Isn't that
out.
the same thing?
It always ends up being so much stuff, you know? Music, I mean, it's like, all right, guitars, cables, pedals, you know, it's all that stuff.
We're just gonna
iPhone
take,
chargers.
We're just going
Right.
to take ourselves and some clothes and a guitar. And then all of a sudden it's like,
Well, yeah.
oh,
But we
no.
need this. We need toothpaste and stuff. And,
Yeah.
You got to bring the HDMI cable to go from your laptop to the TV on the hotel wall so you can watch movies.
Oh, yeah. Power converters.
Never ending.
Sure.
Oh,
It's a
yeah, power
geek
converters
fest.
for sure.
Yeah.
We are going
Absolutely.
sightseeing.
well, they're in for a big treat because you guys are just awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks again so much for joining us. You two sound really, really phenomenal.
Thank you
We're
for
having a great
having
time.
us.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. And this is a really groovy spot, you guys.
Is it
It's
groovy?
a cool thing you're doing. Denver appreciates it, all the musicians, and of course, you guys are reminding us of cool music and turning us on to cool music. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we've been kind of talking about other bands we've been playing as the things were going on. Hey, you know, we talked a little bit about Lance last time. Let's talk a little bit about Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
I love Mike Minnick.
Yeah.
I've been a Mike Minnick fan before Mike Minnick was a Mike Minnick fan.
Speaking of Mad Dog, he was the drummer at my wedding.
I love it.
That's right.
Yay!
Yeah, yeah. He was with the Galactics, Paul Galaxy, and the Galactics. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, of course, my friend and co-host Jerry Lee here married us, but
I did.
we'll get it at another time.
I married them separately.
We never
I divorced Brian and married Danny. and
after particular laws were set in place.
then I married them both together, so they would both leave me alone.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it was special actually when they asked me to do that, and so I never did it again. I didn't want to cheapen that wedding, and they're still married, so I am 1-0. All right,
Batting 1,000.
that's right.
So talented.
You guys have been married how long now?
Let's see. We've been married. We're coming up on
it a
Christmas.
year? Is it 3?
Is it? Really?
I was going to say 2, but it could be 3.
And I said 1.
I
said it was a year.
bet. Well, here's the deal. I think we've been playing music together for about like 13 or 14 years, and then, and we're workaholics, and we get to work side by side, and we're spoiled rotten, because we get to tour together.
That's
Come on,
great.
how cool is that?
That's very good.
So then we had a weekend off, and my daughter lived in Vegas at the time. We were like, let's go see Joy and get married.
Oh, it was great.
That was so fun.
Little White Wedding Chapel.
That's right. I saw the pictures. You guys did the
Cadillac?
Elvis thing. Yeah,
We didn't do the Elvis.
No?
No.
He didn't facilitate, but
Okay.
he was there.
Did
We were hanging out with him.
Did you work in a gig or two while you were there?
No.
No,
No?
it was just Christmas. We were
Oh,
hanging
okay.
with Joy. It was wonderful.
And you know what? We've got Johnny Barber and Eddie Clendenning in town doing cool Elvis. So, we didn't need a third one.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Gotcha. I thought there was a picture with you guys with an Elvis guy or
Yeah,
something, but
yeah.
I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of pictures that you have, and I probably just mix it up with another one.
And a lot of pictures of Elvis.
Why do I say that? Why do I use that voice? Sometimes I break into a cowboy for no reason.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's radio.
Or a pyrite. Anyway, less about me, more about you.
Yeah. What else do you want to know?
I was going to ask if you got married through the band or joined the band through your marriage, but I think you've answered it. Sounds like you were playing quite a while together before you got married. How long?
My theory is if you dry hump somebody's leg long enough, then
It's a good stage show.
Okay. So in other words, careful with the dry humping because it usually leads to marriage. Is that
Well, yeah.
basically what we
Sure,
can
yep.
take from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
rock and roll up, baby.
I've
All
never
right.
seen
It's
that.
like the
but-
Deerlings.
Of course, I was dry humping a microphone, so.
I remember.
You're the one. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
I don't have anything else to say. I think I've embarrassed myself enough right now.
Well, that last song that we just did was written by Lance Romance.
What's up?
Lance Romance Bakemeyer on bass. Yeah, we dig that song. And that we got to do actually a live video when we opened up for Brian Setzer this summer at the Arvada Center for the
Nice.
Performing Arts.
Oh,
So
very
go to
cool.
YouTube and check out Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene and all of our live videos. And we have all kinds of groovy stuff, you guys. And we play a lot. We're taking a little breather before we go to Barcelona.
Yeah. And when exactly? Very soon, right? Like next
Yeah,
week?
Uh-huh,
You're heading
next
out?
week, yep.
Okay.
And then
okay.
we come back and we're doing a Christmas show at the Soiled Dove, December 15th with Ryan, Chris, and the Rough Cuts. So it's going to be a crime scene Christmas with the Rough Cuts. It's going to be really fun. We've got a Christmas CD. So, we we're going for it.
Yeah, and
I'm seeing Christmas.
And I was going to mention the Brian Setzer thing. You've opened up for plenty of big bands. Steve Miller Band, Shaky Groves, Cracker, Fabulous Thunderbirds, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Dick Dale. That sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, Dick Dale's a badass.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, everybody's been really cool. It's been fun. It was a fun summer, too. Dave Barber just mentioned it was the end of festival season. We actually played one fairly recently and got a little cold. So I guess it's time to go indoors for the
Yeah,
week.
definitely.
I have a Dick Dale story, which I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Why? Come on,
Such a tease.
Tell us now.
No, it doesn't have to be brought up on the air.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He's 80 years old, and he's just a badass, you know? I mean, it was quite a treat to see him, and he's just as crazy as ever.
Loud. It was great.
Speaking of Quentin Tarantino movies, there's your soundtrack.
Amen. Yeah, it all comes together with
There
the
you
Dick
go.
Dale show. Totally.
So see the relation there. Okay, it's all starting to connect now. Hey, I've got a song queued up here, "Alive in Death Valley," and you mentioned you had a story behind that. So
Oh, yeah. What do you want to tell the story, Larry?
No,
or do you
it's
want me
all
to
you.
tell the story? Well, okay, so I'm going to turn you guys on to a band you may or may not have heard of, Vintage Trouble.
Yes,
And,
I love Vintage Trouble.
Aren't they cool? And
my
so we
God,
just
they're
had the good
coolest.
fortune of, we flew out to see them. We flew out to Vegas about 6 years ago, and they just asked us if we wanted to hang out after the show and party, and we were like, yes.
You got to hang
yes,
with Ty
please.
Taylor?
I would, but I've got to wash my hair.
What the coolest cat ever, and
I
such
bet.
an angel. And so anyway, we all started hanging out, and it was a really neat exchange of all kinds of love and cool ideas. And of course, I mentioned that I had been a life coach, and then we had a book. We had a book in the hotel room. We have this book called Know Thyself. And so anyway, it just became this big love fest. And you could tell right off the bat these cats were very deep, but love living and live it loud and, large. And they were on tour with The Who. And they were like, you guys, I'll post that T-shirt, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing a Who T-shirt.
So, we all hang out right in that middle at the Hard Rock, right in the middle area. And we're talking till 5 or 6 in the morning. And then they said, hey, you guys are from Denver, right? We're going to be in Denver in 2 nights with The Who. So, of course, we run into it. It's like one of those, the world just turns into this small, little, tiny town right off the bat. So the relationships have been just, growing and ever so sweet. We just love them all. And we get to see them often, quite often, really, I'd say, when they come into town or we're in another town and we get to see them. So I was kind of whining about, we'd been doing a lot of touring. I think we've done about, in the last 2 years, probably 300 shows or so. And so we'd been kind of busting it out there. And I talked to Ty, and I was like, I saw your post about the highs and lows of touring. And he was like, oh, yeah? And I said, this is a low point for me. I'm exhausted. And he's like, oh, and I'm going, I don't know if it's hormones or if I'm exhausted or what. And he's like, well, Kerry, not everybody gets to go that high.
Like we
And
do on
it
stage.
was really cool. Yeah, because, you have those moments where it's like you're whining about being tired, and yet you get to do the coolest thing in the world. And of course it's tiring. You signed up for that. But it was really neat for him to say that to me, not everybody gets to go that high. And he's like, so what are you doing, in the low points? And I'm like, I'm writing. I'm napping. No, I'm not napping. I'm writing. So we talked, and he's like, well, let me hear what you got. And what's this song about? And I said, well, it's kind of deep. It's intense, and it's called Alive in Death Valley. And it's really about kind of my motto of, running outwardly less and going inside when you're struggling, and get quiet and listen. And your emotions will let you know what's working and what's not working, So I just went there. And the thing that you're most afraid of typically is the place you have to go, right? So if you're afraid of calming down and going within, then that's where you got to go. So he's like,
sing it to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. Sing it to me. And I just kind of freaked out inside, because why would that was just humiliating for me. Pressure. And I was like, Ty, you've got the best voice in the entire universe. And he's like, just sing it. So I started singing a verse, and then I get into the chorus, Alive in Death Valley among the dry bones. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is where you kick him in the teeth. This is really where you make them feel your pain because everyone can relate. It was very beautiful. It was a really cool conversation. So and of course, I sang the chorus, you know.
And he sang it back to you. So I'm talking to somebody else, and I hear him singing this song that she's been working on. I'm like, oh, this is it.
Where's the recorder? Where's the recorder?
Yes, that's exactly
don't
right.
Forget that.
Don't forget that. So what we did is we went straight back to Mad Dog's house the next day. Mad Dog came up with he's like, that's a George Jones waltz. Let's do this. And we recorded it instantly. And then the next time we saw Vintage Trouble, he's like, what about that song? I want to hear that song. And my heart starts pounding, and he's listening to it on his earbuds. And it felt like 5 hours went by, and I'm watching his face, and then he takes his earbuds off, and he's like, keep this. It's perfect. Don't do a thing. Don't change anything. Just keep this raw recording right here. And that's what's on the album.
Oh, really? That first recording?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Ty Taylor is just like the ultimate front guy, and then some more.
Oh, yeah.
And a wonderful person. The whole band, including they just had a keyboard player, Brian London, and they're just the nicest people you could ever imagine.
Nicest, most talented, giving, loving, just cool cats too. Always cool.
Well, it comes through on stage. I mean, I fell in love, and I think I saw them on maybe the Tonight Show, like when they first came out. And I was like, holy cow, who is this?
Yeah, totally.
Right? And
one morning I woke up with shortness of breath. I heard a small voice from so long ago. Know who you are, follow your road. Alive in that valley, among the dry bones, the wind hums her lullaby. My child, welcome home. Don't leave, cried my mother. You can't do without. It's barren and dry. You'll starve in the drought. I worry about you in the dark night. You'll come back tomorrow. You'll see we were right. Alive in that valley, among the dry bones, the wind hums her lullaby. My child, welcome home. Far away from the aching need to survive. I'm no longer afraid to walk by my side, alone in Death Valley. I feel a relief. The sky opens up. My heart slows its beat. Stay here, my sweet child. No more searching the plain. There's a wellspring beneath you. Peace comes when I sleep. Lord, I am home, far away from the aching need to survive. I am no longer afraid to walk by my side. I am no longer afraid to walk by my side.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. Brian P. along with Jerry Lee.
That's right.
And we are. Yeah, there's the idea. I didn't play.
It's kind of up under there, isn't it?
We're broadcasting live from the Glendale Raceway.
Live
We're
it
here with
yeah, who are we here with, Brian?
Pauly Six and Kerry Pastine of Kerry Pastine, the crime scene.
That was Pauly screeching through there, man. I think he's got quick time. He's got the quick time tonight.
Yeah. And hey, spinning the wax from Denver's past. It's Jerry Lee with the Retro Record Box.
Hey, this edition of the Retro Record Box is brought to you by the Retro Denver Metro Facebook page. Denver's Past comes alive on the Retro Denver Facebook page.
wait.
All right, go ahead and interrupt me now.
Are you telling me it's not brought to you by... It's not?
No, that's the concert calendars.
Man. Oh, all right. That's good to know.
Hey, you know what, Brian?
Yeah.
We are doing something a little bit different this week on the Retro. I'm going to play a couple of local bands. Actually, more than a couple. 3. I'm going to play 3. 3 does not equal a couple.
That's a few.
Yeah, I'm going to play a few local bands that did some covers of Beatles songs. Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, this segment goes out to my little Beatle buddy, Bernadette, who listens in every single week.
That's quite an alliteration right there. Beatle buddy Bernadette.
Yeah.
I like it.
She's pretty cool. She listens in every week, and I hope you like this little segment. Anyway, let's kick it off now with the Gamuts doing their version of the Beatles' There's a Place. Pretty rockin' version here. Let's dig it on the Retro Record Box.
When I feel blue, and it's my mind.
Doing local bands, doing Beatle covers this week on the Retro. That was the Gamuts with There's a Place. Pretty cool. Next up is Chris Daniels and the Kings with their version of In My Life, and it goes like this.
There are places that I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some are gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compared with you. And these memories just lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for the people and things that came before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I loved you more. Oh, loved you more, baby. Places had their moments with lovers and friends that I still can recall. Some are dead and some are still living. And in my life, I love them all. In my life, I love you
Chris Daniels and the Kings with their version of In My Life on the Retro. We're playing Beatle covers by local bands. Here's that same song again, In My Life, but you may not recognize it at first. Here is the Fuzzy Cocktails version of that one, Rockin' the Retro. The Fuzzy Cocktails version of In my life. Rounding out another segment of the Retro Record Box. Don't forget, you can hear plenty of classic Colorado bands on our station here 24 hours a day right here on Live 365. In fact, when the program ends, all that stuff just pops right in. Yeah, it just keeps on playing.
Of course, it might stop like it keeps doing.
Nah, it would never do that on us, would it? Hey, guess what? It's time now for the cynical Brian P. with Always Judge a Band by its cover.
That's right. In this segment, I think it's a segment.
I think it's a segment episode.
We give a shout out to a local Denver cover band. An 80s cover band, they strive to make the music sound exactly the way you remember it. From a local nightclub to a wedding, party, or concert, they play all ranges and sizes of events. Their musical influences include Foreigner, Loverboy, Bon Jovi, The Police, U2, Whitesnake, Journey, Toto, Poison, and many more.
Me too?
You too. I get it.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm not drinking either.
And now with their cover of Tom Sawyer from Rush, here is Denver cover band Steve Thomas Band here on Soundcheck, the Denver music scene on Live 365.
Monday, why I mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Though his mind is not for it,
All right, Denver cover band, Steve Thomas Band with the cover of Rush's Tom Sawyer. You can catch them this weekend, Friday and Saturday, October 20th and 21st at Baker Street Pub in Belmar. That's a 7260 West Alaska Drive in Lakewood. Or visit them online at stevethomasband.com or find them on Facebook at the Steve Thomas Band. You're listening to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene. Brian P. with Jerry Lee, and we are joined tonight with Polly and Kerry from Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene. And I think we have something coming up from them real soon.
Yeah, they're going to play a little live one. You know what, though?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, Kerry, you always have these awesome outfits on when you're on stage.
Thank you.
Did you? And you
like a juicy peach.
Like a juicy peach. You want me to bring up the fashion question? So, who dresses you, babe?
I dress me.
You dress
but,
yourself.
Come on, she's a grown woman, Jerry Lee. Come on.
But,
she dresses herself for crying out loud.
That's a great question. Because, sometimes I can't find the thing I want. So what I do is I look in old Fredericks of Hollywood catalogs.
Okay.
And, I don't know if any of you guys know Fredericks of Hollywood or old enough to remember.
Oh, yeah, I took the tour.
I used to steal them when I worked in the mailroom.
I took the tour. They're on Sunset Strip.
in the Army, I might
The
add.
vintage ones, right? The hand
Yeah, like late 60s, so super fabulous and a little risque and always very, very tight and different. I mean, I like different. I've always been that kind of a chick. So, but it's got to be rock and roll, and I like 60s mod and I like really everything from the past, mostly. But it's got to have an attitude to it. So anyway, I go out and I buy fabrics, and I found this really rad gal that makes my clothes for me. Like I'll try, and then I'm like, oh man, I need to get this fixed. So now what I'm doing is just taking fabrics in and like showing her, drawing out what I want. So one day there was all this really cool fabric laying out, and it was mine. I was like, it was all sparkly and super Barbarella. And Jackie Selby walked in to get, and so Jackie Selby is on Cozy. She's an amazing gal, and she's a super cool DJ that's been around for a while. And so she walks in and she looks at the fabric, and I wasn't there, and she said to Heidi, she said, "There's only one woman I know in this town that could pull off that fabric, and that's Kerry Pastine." And she's like, "What? That is Kerry Pastine's fabric." So
wow.
Yeah, right? But, I have all these fantasies of, like Shirley Bassey and, I don't know, Julie London. And, I just felt like back in the day, everything they wore was just over the top. And I like over the top. But it's a challenge to make over the top clothing for a person that's like highly active on stage like me. Because I need it to be almost painted on, but then I can't bend over to like pick up my water or whatever, or my tambourine. So, we go through all these really fun little, fashion ideas, but fashion's my thing. And for many years, people would come to the shows. I don't know if they really even liked the music. They just wanted to see what I was wearing. They told me that.
I've been in bands like that. They just showed up to see what you're going to wear.
Well, yeah. So the really exciting part for me with the Crime Scene is that the boys in the band look fabulous. I mean, they're the coolest cats in town. And so all I have to do is text them what ties to wear, what shirts to wear, and they'll show up in houndstooth ties and red shirts, and we're all looking fabulous on always. Yeah. But there's times where, like, what Paul's got on, he's got on a really cool pinstripe Crime Scene shirt. And
oh, yeah, that'll hurt something. That might go break something, brother.
All right, well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and thanks again to Paul and Kerry from Kerry Pastine and the Crime Scene for joining us. We will talk to you next week.
Thanks for all the free swag. Yeah. They brought all kinds of great, fun, free stuff for us, for us and for the show.
All right, have a good night. We will talk to you next week. You're listening to Soundcheck, the Denver music scene.